Hello and welcome to Today in Woburn. I'm your host, Samantha Stone. And as we prepare and get ready for Labor Day, I'm excited to catch up with Mayor Mike Concan. Welcome, Mike.
Hi, Samantha. How are you? We're cozy again last week.
I know.
Because of technical difficulties we're still working through.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out what's going on with Zoom, but we still get to catch up.
Yep.
So that's great. So you had an exciting weekend at the Little League World Series supporting our Challenger team. What was that like?
It was amazing. It was the experience of a lifetime. Amory and I were fortunate enough to join the team down in Williamsport, the Little League World Series. Our Challenger division was invited down. And we played the Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania Challenger team right on the campus. Beautiful ball field. It was tremendous. As you know, we had the send-off on Wednesday afternoon at Weaver Park. We had a huge crowd there. We had the police and the fire and all sorts of community support cheering on the team as they got ready to make the trip down. So we left on a high note. The team went down Thursday morning. Amory and I were tied up. We were able to get down there on Friday morning and catch up with the team. It was great. We had a blast doing all sorts of incredible activities with the team, meeting people from all over the country and the world. I can tell you that the team did a great job representing the city. We're very proud of them. They all behaved just as you'd hope. They played well, great sports, and I just can't say enough about the organization of the event. Everything was, as our fire department cheering them on, everything was just top shelf. The accommodations, the treatment from the host city, Little League, just everybody did a great job. And the coaches, the players, the parents, the buddies, the supporters, I think safe to say they had the time of their lives. So I was so proud and happy to be able to join them.
I love it. And I think at one point you told me that all the other teams came out and were cheering.
Yeah.
And, what a really special experience for our team to have everybody have their back and be excited.
So on Saturday morning at 10:30, we had our game. And all of the other teams still in contention and still playing from the U.S. and around the world, they came to the Challenger game, sat in the stands, and cheered on both teams, chanted the names of every player as they get up to bat. It was so heartwarming. And just to see the reaction from the kids looking up into the stands and wondering, wow, who's all that? Who are they cheering for? And realizing it was for them. It was a really special time. And again, kudos to the organizers, Mark Kavicki, the president here of Woburn Little League, and John and Jess Tompkins and Tony DeRora, just the whole team that made it happen. And I do want to give also a nice shout out to Woburn's own John Berardi. John is higher up in Little League across the country. He's been involved for his whole life. He followed the footsteps of his dad, George, who was also a tremendous Little League supporter his whole life. John has carried on that torch. It's pretty cool to see how respected John is across the country. We watched the game together, and as we were leaving and walking through the park, the president of Little League, international, across the country, across the world, senior VPs, all stopping to talk to John, shake his hand, and thank him for everything he does. And it's important to note John's involvement in making this happen as well. So all in all, it was maybe the best weekend I've had since I've been mayor.
That's a pretty big experience, and congratulations to everyone. That's wonderful. We are so glad to hear that the team. I know I saw lots of pictures coming back over the weekend and lots of smiles and people having fun.
They definitely felt the love coming from Woburn, and we know a whole lot of people were watching on TV. We were getting all sorts of texts and updates and Facebook messages. So they definitely felt the support from their hometown.
That's excellent. So maybe not heroes in the same way as the Little League team and players were, but we've got school coming up soon. Teachers are getting ready to go back and all the support staff that makes that happen. I thought we pause for a moment and just give you an opportunity to share a little bit about what your hope is for the next school year.
It's amazing how quick the summers go. Seems like we were just starting school last year. That year flew by, and then we hit the pause at summertime and everyone had a chance to recharge their batteries. And here we are again, getting ready to start up. So my message is simple. I hope everybody has a safe and happy, healthy, productive school year. I wish the very best to our students and their families, all of the teachers and the staff and the administrators, the leadership team. We know how hard they all work to provide the highest level education to our Woburn students. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank the school committee and the city council for their support as well. You know, the budgeting for the school system in 2025 is difficult sometimes, but we appreciate the support here in Woburn, and I think it demonstrates the value, the high value we place on education. So as we kick off this school year, I wish nothing but the best for everybody. I hope everybody has a great time learning. I look forward to being with the teachers and staff on September 2nd in the morning for the official kickoff. And I hope to be at the schools on opening day to say hello, and again, wish my best wishes in person to everybody.
Fantastic. We have an important event coming up on Tuesday, the 26th. We have our Ward 1 preliminary. It's not often that we have a preliminary for city council, but we have 3 candidates who've been working hard and getting out there. So hoping for a good turnout. Yeah,
it's a tough time of year for an election. It's funny, as we take this interview outside, I can hear some of the beeping. There are sign holders out there now, trying to publicize that there's an election coming. It's a tough time of year, late August for a primary. So I hope there's a significant turnout in Ward 1. I feel bad for the candidates working really, really hard, and I hope they get, a positive turnout. I know all 3 of the candidates, they're all good people. I think they'd all do a great job. They're working hard to earn the vote to get to the general election in November. I'm not sure what Clerk Higgins is projecting for a turnout. I would expect it's probably a low number, unfortunately, but let's hope for the best. Looks like the weather will be nice. There's really no excuse. So I would urge all Ward 1 voters to take the time to cast their vote. One of the most important things we can do as citizens of Woburn and the Commonwealth and the country. So I hope people take it seriously and take the time to vote. Yeah, thank you. Me too. And I think that it's a really important opportunity to, I'm grateful all 3 candidates are stepping up to serve. We know that's not easy. Campaigning is hard, especially in competitive races. So we're grateful for all of them for getting out there. Yes, we are. Excellent. On Thursday, we have a more somber event, but one that we hope will bring hope to people who have lost loved ones to drug overdoses. We'll have some great resources there, but we'll have Justin's voice joining us for the annual vigil on the Common. Yeah, again, a somber occasion, but it's important that we pause not only to remember those we've lost, but to offer our support to those they left behind and to those who continue the battle. My message to the group is that we stand with them. City of Woburn is with them. This tragedy affects so many families in our community. No one is immune. We've been trying over the last year and a half or so to increase our efforts to offer that support. As you know, we've brought on board a full-time substance abuse and mental health coordinator, Mackenzie Diezik. She's doing a great job. She's bringing together a tremendous network of supporters, raising awareness, offering substantive help. So we're trying to do our part to address this issue and again, to offer the support to those who are struggling with it, to let them know they're not alone. So we'll be out there at the vigil on Thursday night. I would urge anyone who has the time and the opportunity to join us to offer their support as well. Thank you. I certainly will be there, and I know the community often comes out. And this year we do have some additional resources that are going to be there on the Common to help support people and connect people to information and support services if they're needed. Yeah. Excellent. So I just want to wrap up today chatting a little bit. We have Labor Day. The City Hall and administrative offices will be closed on Labor Day. Of course, police, fire, or emergency services never get to take the day off. Yeah. They're always going.
But I thought I would just ask you what you and your family might be doing this long weekend.
So I can't believe summer's almost over. That really went by quick. We had one quick trip around 4th of July out to the Berkshires, which was great. Haven't really made it down to the beach down in Rockport too much this year, but that's the plan this weekend to try to make an appearance down there and enjoy at least the last weekend of summer. Not sure how many of the kids are going to be able to join us. We'll see, but that's the plan as of right now.
That sounds like a great plan. Hopefully the weather will cooperate, but even if it doesn't, a bad day at the beach is a good day, right?
That's true.
So
Yeah.
excellent. Woburn, thank you for joining us. It's great to catch up with Mayor Gungam.
Yeah.
Next up, we get to celebrate another Woburn athlete, and I'm so excited to be talking to Elise Johnson. Welcome, Elise.
Hi, thanks. It's cool to be here.
So congratulations on your international baton twirling competition. I am really excited. I want to hear a little bit about how you qualified for such a prestigious event.
Well, the event that I qualified in was duet. And normally I don't do duet because there are not a lot of people around me at the same skill level, but I did find one person. We found her last year during a national championship, and she lives in the same area and actually goes to Boston College. So we decided to try and make up a duet for this competition. So we made up the duet, and then we went to a qualifying round in South Carolina, and there we decided we first had to do a big round where a bunch of people competed, and then the top 10 from that round recompeted in the duet division. The top 4 went, and we got third, so we did get to go. I also tried to earn a spot with another event, 3 baton, but unfortunately I got third, and they were only taking the top 2. So
Wow, that's amazing. Clearly lots of talent going on there. Where in Italy did you get to travel for the competition?
So the Italy took place in Turin, and so when we flew into Milan, so we stayed a couple of days in Milan, which was pretty cool, and then we were in Turin for a week for the contest because the first round, the preliminaries, was the first day of the competition, and then the finals were the last day. So it was this big break in between the two.
Well, you could think of worse places to hanging out than Italy, right? That's fantastic. So tell us a little bit about, obviously you have a lot of skill. Where did you start? When did you start baton twirling?
So my mom was a baton twirler and her sisters. So I actually started baton twirling when I was 2 years old. I mean, not at the level that I'm twirling now, obviously, but yeah, that was basically how it came out. It was almost like the family business, you know.
That's fantastic. I like that legacy. That's really fantastic. So, you made it all the way to the finals in Italy, which is amazing. How did it feel to work with your duet partner and make it to that point?
Well, it was really amazing because, US is a very strong competitor at these world championships, so we thought we might make it to the finals, but we weren't certain. And then the way they show scoring is that they'll show the raw score, flash it on a big screen after you perform, but they don't line up the placements that way. They line it up by the placement each judge gave them, so you get a point for first place, 2 for second, and the lowest points is the actual first place. So we thought we got 11th, not 10th, from the raw scores, but then the placement scores came out and we got 10th, and we were super excited because we thought it was all over, and then it wasn't.
Wow, that's an emotional roller coaster of lows and highs. That's really amazing. My mother, not anywhere near the competition level that you did in baton twirling, but I remember seeing a picture of her when she was a young girl doing baton twirling, and I might have to have her dig that out just to relive that memory. When you at that level competition where you're competing with some fierce talent from around different parts of the world, what did you take away from the experience?
Well, it was just so crazy for me to see baton twirling in other countries. Like the only one I ever hear about is Japan because they're just so phenomenal. But there was also Croatia and France there, and I was just so pleasantly surprised that that baton twirling was so much farther widespread than I had previously thought it was. It was just so cool to see that.
While you were in Italy, I know you were competing and very focused on that, but in the time before and after, did you get to see any really interesting sights?
Yeah, so after the contest, my family actually took like a 2 week vacation. My father and my brothers flew into Venice and we took a train there and we met there. We stayed a couple days in Venice, a couple days in Rome, and then a couple days in the Pompeii area. And it was really fun because I really wanted to see the Roman Forum and I really wanted to see Pompeii because, there aren't any ancient structures here in America, and I haven't really seen that ever before in person. And then I go to Rome where it's everywhere, and it was just super cool.
It's a really cool experience. I remember walking around Rome with my family a couple years ago, and kind of everywhere you down an alley you look, there's some interesting architectural thing that's just popping up in normal day-to-day life. It is a really different experience.
Yeah, my favorite part was that they have a lot of buildings that have ancient Roman buildings and then the Middle Ages buildings on top of it, and that was just really cool to see how it was built on top of each other.
It's going to be really hard to top the competitive season you had this year, heading to Italy for international competition. But what do you have in store for you in the next season?
Well, I'm really hoping to up my game with my multi-baton events. That's 2 baton and 3 baton, because I really want to go to the World Championships for 3 baton, and obviously I was super close to making the. So there's two levels. There's the Worlds and the Nations Cup, and I tried for 3 baton in the Nations Cup, and I really want to try and qualify in the World Championships, which is a higher level. It's like the elite, the best of the best.
Well, you're setting the bar high. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations. You certainly made Woburn proud, all the way in Italy. And I'm really grateful that you're able to come back and share your experience with us. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you for interviewing me.
Woburn, I hope you've had some fun talking about two different athletic experiences on this week's show. We've got Labor Day holidays coming up next week, but we'll be back the week after. And as always, please continue to take good care of each other.